control is not tight, the first thing he's gonna do when I'm gonna try to sweep him is to take out the arm and post on the mat. And now it's gonna be hard to reach for his arm again and sweep him like take another attempt. Okay, so whenever I get to his arm, doesn't matter how, maybe I'm gonna put his elbow in. I really put a lot of attention to keep a good control and tight control over his arm. So right now, I'm going towards the side. I'm turning his upper body. And now, very important thing is how I'm gonna keep my hook. So I never use too much of a top leg. I always keep my top leg bended, okay? So whenever I lift him, I keep it bended because right now, my leg is strong. So it's gonna be really hard for him to break my position with a hip smash. Whenever I'm using the top leg too much and I'm extending the top leg, he's able to put the hip on top of your leg and then smash. Okay, so I always work in this dimension, bringing my top leg towards my chest, putting a good hook on my opponent leg, and I keep my leg bent. So now it's really hard for him to smash it. And I keep the inside part of my knee stick towards my opponent's side of the body. Okay, so it doesn't matter if it's a rib cage or if it's a hip or if it's an armpit. Okay, it's gonna be different according to the type of a body of your opponent. Okay, but it's always stick to my opponent here. And right now, I'm loading, bringing my knee towards my chest, and the job will be done by the bottom leg. So I put my toes on the mat and I'm elevating with the bottom leg. So right now, my opponent is falling towards the mat. So I can use a little movement from the top one to land on top. Okay? So, those are like the pillars of the basic butterfly guard mechanic. Okay? Good position of the hips outside. Good position of your legs. Knee always open. Okay, then you control one side of your opponent, the side that your hips are on. You go towards the other side, controlling tight the other arm to bring his shoulder towards the mat as much as you can. Then you go towards your side. So you're gonna stay active. You can move a lot. And then you can use your bottom leg to elevate, top leg bend. So it's gonna stay strong and your opponent can't smash your hips, and then you're ready to sweep. We're gonna talk now about basic butterfly guard sweep with the underhook, the most classic one, at least for me. So, whenever I'm starting the fight with my opponent and I want to get the underhook, I can't go like straight underneath his armpit, especially with my hand forward, because then it's a very long move, easy to block. Okay, so first thing I do, I grab the collar. Okay, and when I grab the collar, I'm gonna put my hand on the mat, and this hand gonna help me to fix the position of my hips. So first, I'm going towards my side. One leg is gonna be stick to the mat. The other one is gonna stay just with the foot. And right now, when I'm sliding in with my hips, I'm gonna aim with my elbow underneath my opponent's armpit. So right now, elbow comes first, and then I circle out with my forearm, aiming for the belt. Okay, in this case, we're gonna go towards the belt on the far hip. Okay, so we wanna go like really far. Not here, the shallow grip, because then you can feel like it's a lack of control. Okay, we're gonna go really deep with that grip. And right now, I keep my hips outside. Okay, so I want my hips to cross the line of his leg. If my position is not good, I can always use my hand posting on the mat to move myself in an easy way. Okay, head stays outside. And now I'm gonna take care about the position of my arm. So if I got deep right away with my shoulder underneath his armpit, that's perfect. But many times you're gonna land with your opponent's arm more towards your elbow. And right now you can feel like uncomfortable pressure on your arm. And it's gonna be annoying whenever you would like to lift your opponent up with this arm, okay? Because he's putting pressure on the arm, and when he's going towards the elbow, the pressure is you're gonna feel the pressure more, okay? Whenever it's towards your shoulder, the shoulder can handle it. So what I'm doing here, I'm gonna shrug my shoulder to bring his arm up. So I'm shrugging couple moves until I feel my shoulder comes in underneath his armpit. Right now I can't feel the pressure from my opponent. So I already have a nice control on the side of my hips. Okay, now I have to deal with this arm. We're gonna go towards the basic way to control the arm. We're gonna lock it on the hips. So first thing, I have to dive for the arm. So I'm gonna go with my upper body towards the other side. And right now I wanna hug his arm, but it's gonna be really hard if I'm gonna just grab the arm and trying to bring towards the hip, especially if he's basing on the mat. It's gonna be hard to take off the arm. So what I'm doing here, I'm going with my whole upper body, and I'm gonna get the grip on my opponent's tricep, and I'm gonna put my elbow on the mat here. So my elbow now is taking his hand from the mat. And as I told you before, I'm diving for the arm, and I'm crossing the central line of my opponent's body with my head, but I don't wanna stay there. Because then, if I'm gonna stay here trying to sweep him, he's gonna fall on my head, okay? So that's gonna be uncomfortable. So, when I'm diving for the arm, collecting with my elbow, I'm coming back towards the side where my hips are, okay? So right now, the position of my head is good, the position of my hips are good, and my opponent's arm is locked. So right now, when I'm dragging his arm towards my hips, I'm going to use the elbow to lock my opponent's forearm on my hip, because I don't want him to base somewhere here with his palm. Okay, so I'm locking the forearm on my hip, and now I'm going with my shoulder towards the mat, and I'm going to use my hook to bring my opponent up a little bit. So I'm loading here, and now take a look at my knee. The knee stays open on the side of my opponent, but in the same time, my leg is stick to my opponent's side of the body. So it's going to be impossible for him now to hip smash me. Now, when I'm in this position, I'm going to put my forehead on the mat, and I'm going to use my bottom leg to lift just a little bit to come on top. Right away, I'm coming on top with the underhook. We got a sweep. So let's change the side. So first of all, I'm going for the collar. Okay, cross grip on the collar on the level of the collarbone. I'm gonna put my hand on the mat, and then I'm gonna slide with my hips. Hips are already outside. I'm going in with my elbow first to open up the space underneath my opponent's armpit, and then I circle with the forearm. Now, if I need to, I'm going to shrug my shoulder to bring his arm up. I'm going to grab the belt on the far side of the hip on the far side, and now I'm diving for the arm. Collect, bring towards the hip, going on my side. Posting with the head, and now I'm lifting up with the bottom one just a little bit. He's falling down. I'm coming on top. So I slide in, shrug, dive for the arm, collect, and lock on your hip. Load. Now use the bottom one on the mat, toes on the mat, actively, head on the mat, lift up, come on top. As I told you before, I stay relaxed with my hooks until I have to perform the action. Okay, so whenever I'm here, I'm staying relaxed. Okay, my hooks are relaxed. Whenever I'm starting to lift my opponent, here I activate the hook. Top one. Now I need to elevate my opponent a little bit, so I'm gonna activate the bottom one. Toes on the mat, lift, come on top, secure. Right now we're gonna again go towards the underhook sweep, but our opponent gonna grab our leg to pinch our knee down, and we're gonna see how to react towards that. So again, I'm gonna cross grip, slide in with my elbow, shrug. I have a good control, and then many times gonna happen that your opponent is not gonna pulse on the mat, he's going to pulse on your knee. So as you can see, he has a good grip on my knee and he's like pushing my knee down. And right now, when his grip is good, it's gonna be really hard to break the grip and bring his arm towards your hip. Okay, I don't like